But it says we are live. Hopefully we're live. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to turn off the fan really quick here. We are at a new time today, a new day even, but we have a very special guest I am very excited to have here with me today. So the Wel-Don community for me, I would like you all to welcome HG Aquatics to the squad. He greatly, and I appreciate him taking my invitation because we got the first fish keeper on the channel out of the United States. Very excited for this. And all of you who are joining in from Hayden's channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. So guys, I'm looking forward to this one. Younger fish keeper, but guys, look behind him. We got some rock solid things we're going to talk about today. So HG, I appreciate you being here. Yeah. So tell us a little about yourself.
My name's Hayden. I'm 15. I'm just turning 15 September 30th. I'm from Canada, Ontario. I've been in the hobby for 4 years so far.
Okay.
I keep fish and planted tanks, and I like breeding and biotopes and things like that.
So don't be too concerned though. I trust you. When you're 30, it's still fun keeping fish. It doesn't change. It never gets old. So
I sure hope
you have a good time there. But yeah, so you're 15. Hobby 4 years. So who got you started in this hobby? Was this something you wanted to pursue? Was it a family member, a friend?
So pretty much I've had a fish tank in the house for almost my whole life. Like, we've been living in this house now for 10 years, and I've had fish tanks in the house for 10 years, but it wasn't really my tank. It was like, my mom taking care of it. And just 4 years ago, I started working and things, and I decided that I wanted to get a betta fish. So pretty much like every hobbyist, get a betta fish and do everything wrong at first. Like, I had a small tank. It was like a gallon. I got the betta fish the same day. And then I started realizing I wasn't doing things right by watching videos and things like that. And then I got a 10-gallon, and pretty much I just started getting a whole bunch of tanks from there. And
so you sound exactly like me. You start here, you progress up to this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm excited because Hayden has been kind of talking to me behind the scenes. We've been chatting what we're going to talk about. All those tanks behind him are new. So I was very excited to see this get set up. So if you haven't been following Hayden, I know you were doing some filterless tanks. You had a few tanks going around.
Mm-hmm.
Are those original tanks still up and running right now?
Yes, they are. They're all over the place. I've moved my fish room to the basement, and I'm going to do like an updated video of that very shortly. I haven't really felt per se motivated in the last couple of weeks to make videos. I've been kind of depressed with COVID and everything, and but I want to start getting back into it because I feel like I'm ready now. And so I'm going to do an update video of where everything is probably the next few days. And then I set up 355s, and then I put some 10 gallons and things over here. I'm going to get a 75 from that spot. So it's lots of new things.
Nice.
Am I lagging?
So, I mean, coming from a guy who I just went through my own, my own battle, my own depression thing. Like, trust me, man, am I lagging hard? Hang on here.
I need to get
I've been trying to get my internet to keep up with things. Let me try this again. This is we put on quality productions here at Wel-Don Tanks. All right. Let's double check everything, make sure we're working. Something's off on that. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. We're going to keep moving forward. So, so coming from a guy, trust me, man, I've just went through that. I've been through that cycle of things. So hopefully we can rally behind you. And I want my community to be your community. I would love to support you in getting your goal going again here. Because, I mean, I understand. I can't imagine being a teenager in this time frame where your entire life just got put on hold, basically, and trying to keep up with the hobby. Like, I get it, man. I hope we want to see you bounce back. You're doing great things. So if I may, I'm curious of what are your plans for those 55s behind you? Because that's a sweet setup.
So I don't think you can see them very well, but in this one, I have some wooden rocks that I actually collected at my local river per se. And it's going to be a black water tank for a leaf fish that I got not too long ago. He's in a 20-gallon quarantine tank right now. He's still pretty small, but he'll be going into 55. And then about a year ago, I had a 55. It leaked all over the upstairs of my house, and I had to give away my red-tailed shark. Well, I'm going to be getting back that red-tailed shark to put in this other 55. Okay. And then I think I might be getting some cichlids from a local breeder that I've connected with. So
I like it. Yeah, I used to have a red-tailed shark for the longest time and was very sad when I lost that fish. They're just such a unique fish.
Yeah, they really are.
So what's your scene like up there in Canada for your fish keeping hobby? Do you have a local club? Do you have many breeders around you? Do you have local fish stores around you?
Well, we have a few local breeders. I've connected with some of them to kind of meet people. Then the local fish store just closed, and the only fish stores kind of around here are they're called Ruffins. I don't know if you have them in the States, but they're not the best. They're kind of like a lower end of PetSmart. So, and any clubs are in the Hamilton, Toronto area, and I'm on Lake Erie, so I'm kind of not in the same area.
How far? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing I know about Canada is I just found an ice cream that was like Canadian vanilla, and it's delicious. How far in how distance wise? Are we talking hour? Like, is it impossible to get there? Is it hours away? Is it?
Hamilton is like 45 minutes away.
Okay.
And Toronto on like a good traffic day, it's probably like 2 hours away. But it can get up to like 4.
I appreciate that you put in there the good traffic day. I think we've all been there, had that going on. So I like to hear that. And then, so you're on YouTube. You've been making videos here. What other is there any other social media platforms you're working with? Anything you want to shamelessly plug? Feel free to do so. I know of Instagram. I think that's one I know of because that's where we've communicated through. Is there anything else you're working on?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and I was on Facebook, but Facebook's hard for me to understand. I don't know. It's just confusing. I feel like that's just my generation with Facebook. And I posted on there a little bit, but it's all the same username. It's all HG Aquatics. And
I really appreciate that you just said your generation, because that made me realize that there is a generation gap. But I'm excited to see you coming up in this fish keeping hobby. So at 15, if I may ask, you just said you moved your fish room to the basement. Was that how did that discussion go with the family of I'm taking over the basement?
Well, originally it was going to be the garage. And we were planning on doing that for about a year. But with our harsh winters here in Canada, it's not the best to put fish tanks in the garage, especially that we get a lot of power outages and things like that, and sometimes more than a day of power outage. And we didn't want to buy a generator, so we thought, well, we'll put it in the basement so nothing freezes and we don't lose any fish and things like that.
And you've got obstacles that I've never really even thought about, because I get winter here in Utah down in the States, but I can only imagine that you guys probably get way colder than we do down in this area.
Oh, definitely. There's like a week in the winter, it was minus 20 something. pretty cold. I believe you muted yourself.
Audio issues I'm having on my end, but we just had a question for you here in the chat. Let me pull this up really quick. So Joyler Aquatic, I hope I'm saying that right. And it's fun too. I get to have a few people now joining the stream that I'm not familiar with. So anybody who is coming in from HD Aquatics, welcome. Thank you for being here. But he's asking, what fish are you going to be keeping? So I think we talked about it briefly, but if you want to give that recap again of what you plan on keeping in your new
the new 55s. Yeah, I'm going to be getting a red-tail shark. I have one. It's just at a friend's house right now because one of my tanks leaked a year ago that I was in. I'm going to have a blackwater tank with a leaf fish. I'm going to be getting some cichlids here soon. I'd like to do more puffers and angelfish because that's kind of where I like to hang out with cichlids and things like those. And yeah.
Have you kept, let's see, you've done, I got to think what I've seen on your channel. Is it it's either pea puffers or Amazon puffers? I want to say you've done.
Pea puffer. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a puffer you're really hoping to get in?
I would love to get the, I forget what it's called. It's a smaller puffer. They always have them at the co-op. What's it called? The Congo spotted puffer.
Oh, the spotted Congos.
Yes, I'd love to get some of those, but a bit pricey out here.
They are pricey everywhere. So once upon a time, even in this small studio, I had a dream of, like, I still have this dream of like having just every tank behind me be like a Mabu. I really want a Mabu puffer again. So right now, Fahaka, but I want like a Mabu, a Fahaka, have a tank of Amazon, have like a tank of pea puffers, have a tank with the spotted Congo, get a dragon puffer, get a hairy puffer, and so that's cool. That is cool. And then you said the cichlids, and I don't think I even asked this. Is it a specific cichlid you're getting?
I'm looking at haps and peacocks for a 55.
That's too bad. We're countries apart. I don't know how to ship up there because I've got some haps and peacocks I need to definitely offload here shortly.
Yeah. It does suck that like we're so far apart because it's very cool what you're doing with your website and things.
Well, thank you. So where do you hope, is this going to be a hobby for you? Do you hope to take this farther? Like, plans? What's your future endeavors with your channel? What are you hoping to do?
I hope to get one day my own website and sell some fish, kind of do some local people out here, because I've connected with some few people that breed fish from Toronto to Hamilton and out here and things. But I breed lots of different fish like guppies, platies, and things like just pretty easy things. I've bred autocinclus before.
That's cool.
I'm going to start working on plecos and rams and angelfish soon because that's, I don't know, I think those things are pretty cool. But honestly, I'm not quite sure where everything will go. But that's just kind of where I'm hoping it to go.
Man, take it from somebody who I started where you're at, just different point in my life. It's possible. It is absolutely possible. And already at 15, guys, he's 15. He like, is it 455s behind? No, there's more than 455s.
There's 355s, and then I have some 20 gallon and a couple 10 gallons here for right now.
All right,
I want to put a 75 in.
See, definitely room to expand on this.
Yeah, I have a few other walls too.
I'm excited to see what you do because I'm not always the most social as way I should be. I keep tabs on your channel. I see what you're working on. I see things. So, guys, if you have not, I would love to see HD Aquatics get a nice little boost from us. Check out his Instagram. Check out his YouTube. Let's help him accomplish these dreams of moving forward with these fish breeding projects he has, because I've been in the same boat. I've been there. I would love to see that support come through. But what is Is there a certain ram you like? German blues? You want to try the blacks?
I want to do the
Bolivians?
goldens and blues.
Okay.
I really love the goldens and blues. Maybe even try to mix them and separate them apart again. I feel like that would be cool once I get kind of into it.
Some generational
Yeah.
breeding stuff through there. That's fascinating. That's cool. I've
Yeah.
tried the blues. I've had the blacks for a moment. I was never able to be successful breeding them. So if you crack that code, let me know. I know Dean has everything, but I want to know what your code's gonna be.
Yeah, I sure hope to do it in the future. We're very limited on kind of fish and things where I live. We have to drive to Hamilton and get them back, and it's like it's a big ordeal just to pick up some fish.
That's just something I don't think about that as much because what is your online presence like in Canada is there online fish stores? Is that even do you have, because we have Aquabid. I don't know if that does that operate in Canada at all? Do you have access to that?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked out Aquabid yet.
Do you have
if
any
they
other
do, that'd be cool.
Do you have any other stores that do online orders for you that they could ship to you? Not that it helps with cost or anything.
There's a place in Guelph, which is a little bit over an hour from me, and they have great supplies. It's called Angel Fins. I have multiple tours and things like that on my channel, and they bring in some really rare things and things that are kind of just separate from all the big box stores like around us. So
do you still? So you're gonna have to educate me a little bit here. I've been to Canada I think twice in my life, but I don't remember. I remember some of it. Are the big box stores present up there? Do you have the Petco's? Do you have the PetSmarts?
Unfortunately, we don't have Petco. I wish we did because I wish we got
sales?
that. Yeah. But we do have PetSmart and Big Al's. Those are our two main big box stores.
If it's not going to rock the boat too much, what's your take on Big Al's? There's a guy now that works for Bulk Reef Supply that he used to be like the front man of Big Al's. Have you had any experience with Big Al's?
I like the one in Mississauga just because the employees are a little bit nicer and things. I don't always find the best connection with the employees in the big box stores because they just think of me as a kid that I know like literally nothing about fish. Like the one time I was picking up a big piece of wood and it's like one that give a lot of tannins to my tanks and like you got to wash that. And I'm like no, I want a blackwater tank. It's like, but I like the fish at Big Al's because they keep lots of different, like more of the common stuff, but with good prices, good sales. You just got to make sure you're quarantining them because they don't really quarantine that much, and you don't know what they have.
Right.
So that's just kind of my take on it, to make sure you're quarantined.
So with your impression, I guess your age. Have you seen? Has that unfortunately been a limiting factor for you? Because I get people judging me, and I'm 30 years old. I can't imagine trying to, like, you're 15. I guarantee you know more than half these people, but I've never thought about it. That's strange to me.
I think it's definitely held me back a little bit on the YouTube side of things because. Like I have quite a few followers on like Instagram. I think I'm almost at 400 on Instagram.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
But when they figure out how old I am, they don't want to go over and like subscribe to the YouTube or, kind of take that knowledge that I have. And I don't have all of the knowledge in the world, of course. And a lot of people have more knowledge than me, but I also don't know like nothing. I know quite a bit for my age with like parameters and different types of fish and everything like that.
We've all got experiences and knowledge we can bring to the table. So do you feel that people, I don't know your comment section, do you get a lot of the judgment in your comments because of your age? Like, is that?
No, I haven't got very much hate yet.
Okay. Well, hopefully you don't.
Well, yeah, hopefully not. But I just feel like kind of with YouTube, unfortunately, there will be haters, and
Yep, absolutely.
you just gotta let them be. Like you can't, unfortunately, you can't change them and change how they act, but you can take them out of your comments and mm, like just let the people that enjoy your content. You
Well,
know.
I've got to say, coming from, I struggle too with those guys because I have Tourette's, so I make fun
Mhm.
noises, and I'm learning to approach that better on a large social media platform like YouTube. So I want to commend you, man. You're doing some great. I think you are a well-rounded 15-year-old kid that's going to do great things, and I'm excited to see you start growing what you really are passionate about. And if I can help, if I can help in any way, please let me know. I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Mountaintop puffer keeper. I don't know if he is an awesome guy, and that was one of the coolest fish rooms I've ever been in. He's telling me that
Yeah.
he is jealous of your fish room at 15, and he wants to know what has been your most challenging aspect of your fish room build or your hobby for you thus far.
Of this, so for this fish room build was probably to get the materials to build it because there was a very big shortage of wood in Canada that you had to, order things. And this fish room has been in the making kind of for almost a year now that we've wanted to do it, but wood is going up in price and hard to get, and we're like, we're not going to wait any longer. So, we picked up some plywood from, I think it was Home Depot or Home Hardware, and got it cut. And that was probably the hardest thing so far of this fish room was to get the wood set up.
He made I want to say it was one of my live streams. He told us how much that would cost him to get going. So he's talking. This is a 15-year-old kid that made a lot of sacrifices to get his hobby where he wants to. Very, very impressive. And then Crown Tail's asking, and this is actually one I'm curious to know your take on this, is you guys don't have access to the medications that we do in the United States. You definitely have different medication aspects. So Crown Tail Halfman is asking, what do you use for common fish illness because you don't have the meds like we have in the USA?
Does anyone watch Joey from the King of DIY?
I have, and I believe I know what you're going to reference, and I'm gonna guess most people have, but I know he's kind of an acquired taste some days.
Yeah, the medication, I just use this stuff. It's like all natural. It's what he uses, and I couldn't really find anything else in Canada for just plain old sicknesses and things.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a herbal medication, right? Isn't that what it's based around?
Yes.
Okay, this is exciting. Now that I've got you captive on a live stream and you have experience with that medication, do you feel comfortable telling us about your experience using that? Is it a good thing? I'm really curious about it.
I've only done the one quarantine so far with some new fish with it, and I've lost fish in quarantines before, and I didn't lose any fish in this quarantine. So I haven't really observed it like crazy much so far because it was just to kind of get the fish in. But once I get some more fish, I'll probably do a video on it because I think it works.
I will give you my full honest opinion here. I would 100%, I watch all your videos. I would 100% watch your video on that for a couple reasons. I'm curious, and this is, I don't know how to put this. You're 15, so I know a lot of people, like we've talked about, they don't take you seriously. I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see what your thoughts and opinions are on that medication. I would also, just for how you've been in the hobby 4 years, I've been in the hobby almost 6. So in real retrospect time, I'm not that far ahead of you in the amount of time I've been keeping fish. So on that basis, I would also love to take see your insight on this medication. And then the third reason is I honestly feel the United States is not far behind Canada in banning those things. And I think you guys are going to have the freaking monopoly when it comes to that, trying to shift that med down to the USA. So I would really be interested to see your take on that. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Like, it's very unfortunate that we don't get like the other medications and things. We also don't get Turbo Start. I don't know if you know like Turbo Start from Fritz.
Yep.
I'd love to try that out one day and see how the difference that actually makes. Like kind of set up 2 tanks and do the water tests. But we can't get any type of Turbo Start down here. We just get like Fritzzyme 7, which is a little bit of nitrifying bacteria, but not like enough to start a tank.
So with having limited, I'm going to say limited resources. What is your process starting a new tank? So you just started some. Is it do you have products you like to use starting a tank? Is it drop some fish food in every day? If you feel comfortable, walk us through your process of starting up a new tank for you.
I actually put most of I use sponge filters, by the way, because and internal filters, but I've had problems before with hang on backs of like flooding my upstairs of my house. Took out a whole like 55, almost all the water. Yeah. So I use sponge filters and things, but I like to put the sponge filters in the pond. I have a pond outside with goldfish.
Okay.
It's a, like 150-gallon big Rubbermaid tub, and I put the filters in there before I start up a tank and put them in, and it has some nitrifying bacteria in it.
Sure.
Just kind of do water tests every like week and until they're cycled. And I haven't really used very much bottles of anything to start up a tank. I have used them before when a filter's gone out and I had to get a filter running quick to kind of keep that fish alive because I couldn't move the fish. But other than that, I haven't really used any types of chemicals or anything to start up the tanks.
So you've had to learn this just shows the knowledge you have. You've had to learn to adapt to your fish keeping situation and find ways to be very successful with. Where I honestly feel, and I'm guilty of this, I almost rely on, I'm starting a new tank. I don't have a new sponge. Yeah, I'm going to buy that bottle of Fritzzyme. Yeah, I'm going to buy that bottle of Turbo Start. And they're awesome to have, but I forget that's a crutch. In the long run, I feel you will have more success in using your knowledge of nitrifying bacteria, of establishing tanks over me, where I'm just like, yeah, I dump this bottle in and fish survive. It's all good to go there. Crown Tail's asking, can you tell us the name of that medication? Do you know what it's called?
I can put it to the camera. I don't know if it's leggy or anything.
Cool. And then, guys, if you haven't seen, we have our moderators. His links to Instagram and YouTube are in the chat here. Please go subscribe to HG. Check out his Instagram. I mean, we have a young entrepreneur in our stream right now. I think it's going to be – you're not going to want to miss where he is in 5 years. He's probably going to be opening up his own gallery and doing it better. Just saying.
I sure hope so. That would be pretty awesome.
Hey, man, for the tanks behind you you've got, I'm excited to see what comes of them. And then Mountaintop is asking, he is interested in if you've ever tried using salt as a treatment in your quarantine tanks.
I've used salt for guppies and platies, and but I haven't used salt for, I think I used salt for something. I forget what it was, but I haven't used very much salt so far. I've used ick. I forget what the bottle is, but like a blue dye that goes in the tank for the ick. But other than that, I haven't used very many medications because we can't get very many out here.
This is the thing. Like that's to me it's a balance, right? Where fortunately I have medication, so I've been able to treat some pretty nasty things on fish and have them survive. But I also think in the long run, you're going to have a knowledge base that I will never have based on you will have to develop or learn different tactics of fish keeping. So I am very interested in see where you go with this. Is medicated foods, are those still available to you up there in Canada? Or are those starting to kind of be weaned out as well?
I know we have the garlic blend that goes in foods. I'm not quite sure what else we have. I have to check out some places that now I'm doing more quarantines and more fish are coming in. I'll start looking at different ways to quarantine them.
Interesting. Okay. So what is it? So we've established, been a hobbyist for about 4 years now. You've been doing some great things on YouTube. Do you have like that one dream fish you just absolutely cannot wait to have one day, or hope you can have one day?
Pardon?
You have like a dream. Do you have a dream fish you're hoping to have one day?
Probably a Mabu puffer, honestly, because I just love how social they are and that, like how they act around like people and things. I think they're really cool.
They are, from my experience, man. It was devastating when I lost mine because they are one of the most fun fish to keep. Absolutely one of the most fun fish to keep. I get it. I definitely get that one there. So what's your, do you have, I mean, we have the events down here in the States. Is there any events in Canada that go on? I mean, I haven't heard of any. I mean, do you guys have anything similar to like Aquashella or similar to anything of there?
We do have a coral show in Toronto, and we were going to go this year, but COVID happened. It was like in March, and then they kind of refunded all of our tickets, and we're still waiting for the next one to happen. And it's kind of like a Aquashella where they have a whole bunch of booths and a whole bunch of coral they're selling and different venues. And a lot of people from like there's some YouTubers, I think it's Reef Dude. Reef Dude,
yeah, he's up. I forget he's up in Canada.
He comes to the show and things. So yeah, but I missed it a lot.
Devin's his name, I think his name.
I think so, yeah.
So are you interested in reef keeping, the saltwater side of the hobby? Is that something you want to get into?
I would love to get back into that. I had a reef tank couple years ago. I wasn't completely ready. I had coral, but I gave it away because I wasn't completely ready to get fish and kind of take care of that tank full time. But I would love to set up a little nano reef soon.
I've tried twice now. Actually, one of a tank in this room right here I previously used for saltwater, and I find myself like I want one. I want to see it happen, but I get it set up, and then I realize that I like freshwater better. So are you in your area? Do you see a larger number of people attracted to freshwater or a larger number of people attracted to the saltwater side of the hobby?
Everyone so far that I've met out here, they've all been into the freshwater side, and especially cichlids, because our water tends to be a little bit harder because we have water tanks where a truck comes in and fills up the tank. But most people use cichlids and things just because our water's a bit harder.
Where are you in conjunction with? I'm gonna butcher it. Is it? I say Quebec City. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I think I've been there. How long ago was this now? 6, 8, 7 years ago, for work.
Quebec,
is it?
I was there 4 years ago, maybe.
So I mean, is it like across the country? Is it in semi-relation to you?
It's like a couple days away.
Oh, a couple days. So we're literally talking like across the country then. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you come across the channel I think she goes by Quebec City Cichlids. I don't know if you've come across that channel before.
And no, I haven't.
She's a full on, primarily cichlid fish store in Quebec City. I haven't seen her as active on the channel. I know COVID took a huge hit on them. I was just curious of that relation. I do forget too how like big Canada actually is up there.
Do you know where Lake Erie is?
Yes.
It's like I live closer to Lake Erie, so we're kind of, not very close to very many things.
So you're on east side of Canada then, right? Am I in the right mindset? Okay. Yeah, because I did spend some time up in Michigan for a while. So I think if we jumped across that massive lake, we could probably throw rocks at each other.
Yeah.
Right. So have you run into you get run into like Peter McKinnon at all up there hanging out in Canada?
No.
That's cool. That guy's fun to watch up there. He definitely does give a fun side to Canada there. Let's see here. Do you have so we've talked a few things you're already breeding and things you want to breed, but do you have a favorite species you're keeping? Let's do this. What's your favorite fish you're keeping right now? And what's going to be like that favorite fish you hope to breed?
My favorite fish I'm keeping is probably the leaf fish. I think it's like an African leaf fish, but they're easy to get out here. I got it from Big Al's actually, and they only had a few. Haven't seen them since, and I think that'll be my favorite fish, especially because it gets quite a bit bigger. But that's a very cool fish. And then fish I want to breed.
Yeah, we got you on the spot.
Maybe betta fish. I feel like those would be really cool to.
Do you want to do
breeding.
Like the? I mean, I gotta. Do you want to do like the domestic types with the big flowy tails? Or do you want to do more of the wild types, your placots and stuff like that?
I haven't kept any of the wild types. I would love to, but I'd probably just breed the like half moons or something, just because they're, I don't know, easier to get and cheaper.
It's fair enough. Jimmy P's coming in saying, "I'm late. What did I miss? You only missed the greatest YouTuber of our time, HG Aquatics. Come on now, we have a celebrity in the house, people. All of you better be going and subbing to his channel because this kid is going to be running the fish industry one day. You just wait. You definitely
almost at 200 subscribers.
You know, man, you got to start somewhere. I remember when I hit that 200 subscriber mark, it was a great day. And I think we share that same similarity, that the compassion to what we do. Of every subscriber you get, it means something to you, and it just makes you want to keep going that much more. So I'm going to say keep going. I would love to see you succeed in your goals and missions here of what you got going on there. So Trevor is asking, where do you get your fish? We've talked about this throughout the stream, I would say, but do you have a specific place you go more often than others to get your fish?
I usually just get them at Big Al's or Angel Fins, and I forget where it was, but yeah, that's where I primarily get my fish, because there's really nothing else out here to go. And yeah,
you got it. Sounds like you got to make that connection with Angel Fins, where one day we're gonna be watching you unloading boxes and boxes of fish. The Fish Box, welcome to Fish Box. I don't know if I've seen in the stream before. Asking, what are your top 3 favorite fish you have? So I want to say number 1, jellyfish, which are awesome. I've kept one of those. Those things are nuts to watch feed. What else? What else are you keeping right now that really excites you?
Angelfish. I've always loved angelfish. I want to get some wild ones because I love their coloring. And
they're beautiful.
Third one. I really don't have very many fish at the moment.
Give us a rundown. May I ask what you are keeping? Like, is there
I have some guppies, platies. I have some bettas, plecos, angelfish, some just a community tank that's going to be going into something. I think that's pretty much it right now.
So people are telling me in the chat, and I just double checked it myself. You are now officially at 209 subscribers.
Oh wow!
So we're getting there. We're doing this.
Thank you everyone for subscribing to my YouTube channel.
I hope they do. For being 15, he puts out some decent content. Let's be honest here.
And I'm just doing everything on a phone right now.
That's where I started. That is where I literally filmed and edited on my phone. I think I started like an iPhone 10. So I get it. And I commend you for starting. That's the number one challenge people have, is just starting. And you're making it happen there. The other Tiffany says she lives by Lake Ontario, not too far from you, on the USA side. Lake effect is real. That is absolutely true. I've experienced a few of those lake effect storms, and I can't imagine what you guys get over there on the on the Canada side on that end. I just saw one here. I think I commented on his videos before. Well, hopefully, Jimmy P. I mean, if you haven't, start commenting on his videos. Let's boost him up a little bit there.
I think he has. I have to go grab a charger for my phone before it dies.
You're right, man. So while I'm sure he can still hear me because he's running those amazing AirPods. But let's throw HG some amazing. We got like 20 minutes left. Let's give this kid some good questions at him. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed talking with him. I was very excited to have him on the stream because I really like what he's doing, where he's going. And thank you everybody for joining us on this wonderful stream. I look forward to being here. Hopefully all of you are doing well. We're taking this slow commercial break here. I wish I could say this was sponsored by Diet Coke, but it absolutely is not. We are just hanging out with the amazing HG Aquatics, doing some good things for him. Jason Smith, hello. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Glad to have you here. I really do appreciate it. And we got a new... I didn't make a huge deal about it because I want the focus to be on HG. But guys, we got a new member coming in. John, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Hopefully that does good. Hopefully enjoy your membership and what you have there. The man, the myth, the legend is back.
Don't want my phone to die on us.
Crispos. We've been there. Zach Crispo says your sub count's rising. We're doing it. We're getting you there. So the other Tiffany, she's a great person we have in my stream a lot. She's so much fun to be around. She's asking, how have your parents reacted to your growing hobby? So it sounds like you've been around this your whole life, if I remember correctly from our conversation. But she's curious, how have your parents reacted to this?
My mom loves the fish. She even has a tank in her office. And she supports anything kind of that I do that is, that will get me somewhere, hopefully. And, yeah.
There's worse things you could be doing at 15, I am sure.
Yeah.
If I'm glad you're doing something positive at 15 and definitely working on that. So I know you got plans for a 75 to come in. Do you have specific plans for that 75?
I really want to get like an Oscar. I just want one of those, just a big Oscar or some sort of just big, like friendly fish in the fish room that I can, just make fun videos with.
And fish friends are real. They are very real. And that's cool. Are you looking for, is there a certain type of Oscar? Do you want it to be one of the tigers, albinos? What's your fancy in the Oscar world?
I really like the albinos, but I've seen some reds, I think they are, or some oranges ones, those ones are super cool.
They're very cool.
They're more expensive, but they're super cool.
my friend Skibidi Skeep says I need to get you a flower horn. We are definitely flower horn lovers over here on the Wel-Don side. They're fun. They are a fun fish, but I get the Oscar though too. Right. So do you run like at 15? Are you doing any kind of like day jobs? So you got to be going into high school, if not already in high school.
I'm going into grade 10.
So we call it sophomore year. Is that the same thing up there in Canada?
Yeah. Well, so I'm in high school now in grade 9, and I'm going into grade 10 next year. And I cut grass and kind of some things to make money. I've worked with a caterer. I've done some like busing, like getting all the plates and things at weddings, but that's how I fund the hobby so far.
I just like how proper he is. Going into grade 9, I'm doing grade 10. I'm over here like, yeah, sophomore year, man. I was a nut in my junior year. It's cool. I that's something I will say. It makes me feel old saying this when we go into your generation and things. I remember cutting grass for that few bucks to do my hobby. Like I remember doing things. So this is awesome to hear that you are pushing yourself, creating these skills to have and go after your passion. And that is what take you in life. And that's where I definitely do feel you will definitely be successful in your endeavors here of what you're working on. So for those of you who are joining the chat here, joining the stream now, we have HG Aquatics, Hayden on with us up in Canada, Ontario area. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Ontario. So if you have not, please check out his Instagram, check out his YouTube channel. Both are linked in the chat. And I also want to say, are you doing, like TikTok or anything else?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram primarily, and it's all under the same HG Aquatics.
See, now with TikTok, we're moving into that's your generation thing. My wife is trying to get me on TikTok. I can't do it. I'm good enough. Well, she had to teach me how to use Instagram. I'm good enough to do that, but I can't do that. I can't do the TikTok side of things. But for those who are coming in, if you got questions for Hayden, we got about 10-ish plus minutes left. I always enjoy hearing what you guys want to know from him because, God, we have a 15-year-old entrepreneur here with us. This guy's loaded with knowledge, and I would love to hear from him. So what's the next step in your fish room? Because you've got that wall built. You've talked about there's some other walls you have available to, like areas you have available to you. Is there the next vision you have for your fish room?
I want to build a rack for nano tanks because I have a few 2.5s and a few 5.5s and things like that. I want to do like a racking system with betta fish and shrimp because I think that would be cool. And I really want to get more biotopes in here. I want to do like a maybe 65-gallon or something for just a whole bunch of blue angelfish because I think those ones are really cool. The Filipino blues. But other than that, there's not much that's going to happen. It's still a very small fish room. On this side of the room, it's a workout room, but we're going to put up a wall and then I'll have more room for more tanks.
You'd be amazed what you can accomplish in a small fish room. Like we're running. I'm running a business out of a 52 square foot fish room in a little corner with a 4-foot table. So it's possible. It is definitely possible. I have to say though, too, I appreciate the fact that you're saying like, I have a 2.5, I have a 5.5 because you run anything. Most of your stuff up there is running liters, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
I do it in gallons just because I feel it's easier just because, that's how I learn everything on YouTube and
it's fair.
Yeah.
So learning, how does that cross over into, because you were taught the metric system. Isn't that like your main basis in schooling and that?
Yeah. So I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have moments where you're like, wait, my gas is sold in liters, this is sold in this, but now we're talking gallons over here. Has that
Yeah.
ever been a hard correlation for you?
No, it hasn't yet, because I feel like there's a little bit more people doing in gallons now, especially with fish, and I don't know, but it hasn't quite crossed over yet into an issue,
So
especially in Ontario.
So Skeep is asking if do you play any sports? Do you do any kind of sport activities up there?
No, I don't. I like, it's not really sport, but I like walking and bike riding, and
Hey man, there's plenty of activity.
That's what I do to stay active.
So on a bike ride, do you say I'm going? See, I'm gonna mess myself up now. You said like we're going for an X amount of meters ride, or do you calculate it in a mile ride?
I don't know. It's what my watch counts it in. Honestly, like I count my steps. I'm in a couple like stepping groups or whatever, and
that was the best answer for our time, and for you to be like, my watch does it for me. I don't have to worry about metric systems. That was great. That was a perfect response, and I'm happy you were honest with us in that one. Oh man, that was good there. And thank you, Trevor, for linking. So if you guys are of the new age generation and are into TikTok, Hayden has got his TikTok link there. Thank you, Trevor. So is your Instagram and your TikTok, do those revolve around your fish keeping hobby, or do you use those to branch into other areas?
No, they're both related to my like fish keeping. I also I have a vlog channel. I haven't posted on it yet, but I kind of want to get into that, just me personal, not so much fish tanks, because I know not everyone wants to, listen about fish tanks all day, and
I do.
So I kind of want to branch out into those other things.
So what's feel free to shamelessly plug that vlog channel. What's your name of your vlog channel?
It's just Hayden Gratwick.
Okay.
And it will be, I have it on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, and it's spelled Hayden, Hayden. Gratwick is Gratwick.
Hayden. Let's see if I spell it right. Oh, I'm not even trying to mess it up. So you're running yourself. You got a lot of directions you're going then at 15. It's quite impressive, I have to say, on that one. So with your vlog channel, are you wanting to document day-to-day activities? Are you hoping to do travel vlogs? What's your hope there with that channel?
My hope is just to show everyone I don't know if it'll be daily vlogs or weekly vlogs or monthly vlogs, but I just kind of want to show like when I go on vacation, or my grandparents have a trailer and I go up there in the summer, and just kind of fun things that I do in a 15-year-old whatever the day. But,
what was I doing at 15? I gotta think about this. I know I was playing soccer. I was in school. I mean, geez, what was I doing? Probably playing Xbox more of the time than I honestly should have been. But I mean, hopefully I turned out all right. I think you definitely got yourself.
I can relate on that one.
Good, all right.
It's just PlayStation, not Xbox.
I'm slowly moving over to the dark side, so I can understand that one there. What's your what's your game on PlayStation? Are you a first-person shooter? Are you a sports game?
GTA.
Okay.
Because I can play with friends, and I play some COD too with friends.
All right. You're speaking my language with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Captain Price and Ghost were my mentors growing up. I get it.
Yeah.
So this is good. This is a good question. Other Tiffany's coming in, and this may be linking into that portion of, because I do strongly feel connections we make with individuals on like live stream like this. This is a great example. Live streams, video games, that. So other Tiffany's asking, besides your online community of YouTube and that nature, do you have any fish friends locally? I do not have fish people around me, and it sometimes feels a little isolating. Tiffany, I've I've even in an area where I do have a good amount of fish people, I understand the isolation. So what's your experience up there in Canada? Do you have individuals, because you've talked to local breeders, but do you have like a group of people that you rely on for your fish keeping?
Unfortunately, I don't. I hope to branch out into some other people, maybe in Hamilton or whatever, eventually. But at the moment, I've talked to some breeders, but other than that, there's no one really to talk fish with out here.
Well, it sounds like then as soon as you get that driver's license of yours and a car set up, you're going to be traveling all over looking at these fish stores.
Soon enough.
J-Rock, I'm glad you're here either way, late or not. I would highly recommend, if you're going to watch the replay, and if for anybody who has missed the stream, if you're going to watch a replay of any stream, this would be the one to definitely check out. This has been a pleasure talking with HG Aquatics. He's doing some great stuff on his YouTube channel, and hopefully as the world goes back to normal, we can see more of him come to light. I think he's going to do amazing things. I truly do think he's going to do amazing things there. So the last couple minutes here I'm curious, and please don't say me because you're on my channel and I'm not that great. Do you have like your go-to YouTuber guy person you like to watch?
Corey, definitely.
Sure.
I definitely your channel, honestly. I do watch your channel quite a bit. I've gone back into some of the old videos too before I was subscribed.
You can forget about those. They're terrible. Don't watch them.
There's not very many others. There's like you could say fish keeping, but not really. It's more of like kind of the animal side now.
Well, that was my name.
Like Paul Cafaro and like Fanatic and things. It's just like it's more of the funny side because you don't really get education things from those. And I like to watch Corey's channel and things for those the tours and that knowledge of all the tanks.
So outside of the fish keeping, do you have another hobby that you're active in, you're doing things with, you're watching that YouTube stuff on there?
No, it's the aquariums, man.
Fish is life.
Yeah, they're everything. They're everything.
That's not a.
It's a way of life.
Thing. That's a good thing though. I've had people around me. They're starting to understand that, and that is a very true statement. It is for those of us who are so far into this, because my wife teases me that I'm past the hobby. I'm into an obsession, and yeah, I absolutely am. And these are fascinating to be a part of, and I'm happy that you are still going forward. I know this year has been hard on you, but I'm very happy to see that you've got the fish tanks up and running. You've got your new fish room coming along. So I will continue to encourage you to keep making those videos. Please keep putting out that content that we all want to watch. And I want to see just your skills and your knowledge progress. I really, really do. So if you're ever down my way, you've got a place to go. I know it could be a few years before you're legal. I don't know how that all works with travel and stuff, but I really want to thank you again for being here. Thank you for accepting this invitation to come onto a live stream.
Thank you for inviting me.
I have thoroughly enjoyed my conversation with you, and I believe everybody else has too. So as we're getting ready to wind up here, does anybody in the chat? Well, two things. One, if you have some final questions for HG, throw them out there. The more questions we get, the longer we can keep them captive, maybe for a few more minutes. But I also, please, everybody, thank HG in the chat for his time here with us and taking, we all know how it was 15. You got a busy life to lead. So I appreciate him being here. Please subscribe to his channel. Check out his stuff there. I don't know if you've come across Labs Snails, but if you want a fun Instagram page, that's definitely her. And she says you have no idea what it's like at all for a snail obsession. J-Rock,
like cool,
I'll have to go look at your videos. So it sounds like you put out some videos there for the for the pond. That's cool. That's one thing we didn't really talk about is your pond. You mentioned it. Got some goldfish out there.
I have a 150-gallon above ground pond, and then I have a 300-gallon pond in the front yard. I was working on it, and the sides caved in, so
Shoot.
that's going to be like a new project probably here shortly. I want to make it bigger. I want to make it 3 feet deep, and it's going to be roughly I think it was 500 gallons or 5 or 6. But
cool.
I want to get a big old pond and maybe go catch some bass or something and put them in there, because that'd be a fun experience. And yeah,
we are all gonna wait for that video now. Hopefully we see that come out there. All right, everybody, please thank HG on our way out here. Once again, Hayden, thank you so much for being on here, and good luck to you on your future endeavors. I'm excited to see what it takes you. So everybody, thank HG on the way out. HG, do you have any final parting words of wisdom for us?
Go check out my YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
And thank you for everyone for subscribing and watching my stuff.
Okay, everybody, thank you for being here. Hopefully I will see you Friday from my channel. Do you have kind of a future next date for your next video, HG?
I hope this week.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for it.
But sometimes things happen.
Sometimes things do happen. But Hayden, keep up the good work. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.